Hello music lovers, Andy Wood here and welcome back to the Woodshed. Alright, so I'm gearing up to do the John Petrucci Guitar Universe event in lovely Anaheim. You guys need to jump over there and get signed up and attend and hang out with us. There's some of the best players on the planet going to be there, and not to mention John freaking Petrucci, shredder, supreme, overlord, master of all things alternate picked. This week I want to blast out the top 5 moments. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. The top 5 moments in John Petrucci's playing to me. Now, I'm not saying this is the definitive. I don't like to use the word best. I'm just saying the 5 moments in John's career that affected me the most. These are my greatest hits, my personal favorites, my greatest hits, my top 5 for John Petrucci. Roll it. Okay, I'm not even going to pretend like you don't know who John Petrucci is. We all know who John Petrucci is. He is the axe slinger and founding member of Dream Theater. And we all know who Dream Theater is. They go out every night and just prove that they are the highest, most terrifying musical velociraptors on the planet. So John's career started with those guys, and he's done all kinds of different things with all kinds of different players. I want to focus on the top 5 moments of his career, in my opinion. The reason I chose these 5 moments is because they affected me the most, okay? This isn't the most popular. Again, these are my 5. In no particular order, let's roll. Okay, so being a bluegrass guy first, I didn't know who John Petrucci was. I had a couple of people. One was Mike Deering. He was an engineer that I worked for a lot. He gave me Liquid Tension Experiment and said, dude, you got to check this out. And I heard it, and I immediately went out and got Rock Discipline, okay? And he was playing the Picasso, Ibanez, and the whole deal. And that was my starting point with John. So kicking off our list, we got to have Liquid Tension Experiment. And I'm just saying, Liquid Tension, just all of that thing. It was Levin, Rudess, Portnoy, and Truch. And there was some really, really killer stuff on it. It was some shredding, and it had the metal thing going on, but there was so much major key stuff. I really loved it. I personally love to hear John play in major keys. I don't know what it is. He's got a Steve Morse thing going on when he gets into major keys, and it's so good. So, number 1, Liquid Tension. Let's hit 2 highlights. Universal Mind, Paradigm Shift, go. Okay, so on all these riffs, I'm using the fractal axe effects on the bone stock John Petrucci rig setting. If you like the way this sounds, this is a look into the fractal presets and what kind of quality they have. This is unaltered bone stock fractal preset Petrucci rig. All right, speaking of major key John, let's jump to Suspended Animation. That was John's first solo album, and I was counting the seconds to when this thing was coming out. I remember just waiting on it. The white cover, the shattered glass imagery. There were so many hot songs on it. John is such a great instrumental songwriter. And then it's not random. It's not just a bunch of random riffs and licks put together. John is a song craftsman. He can craft a delightful melody and big fat hooks that stay with you. So speaking of that, gotta go to my all-time favorite Petrucci instrumental song, which is Glasgow Kiss. It's got the fiddle tune vibe, it's got the shreddy shreds, breakdown in the middle. I love it. Glasgow Kiss. Okay, let's jump into Dream Theater. If y'all been following my Instagram, that's Andy Wood Music on the old Instagram. You saw the other day where I was just goofing off and I was warming up with the mighty, the terrifying, the monstrous Glass Prison. Glass Prison was the Dream Theater cut that kicked off 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. And when I first heard that, I could just feel my face meat falling off, and there was nothing. I looked like Skeletor. There was just nothing there. I'd been completely eviscerated. It's one of the most terrifying set of arpeggios I've ever seen. Now, back in the day on the Petrucci forum, me and Martin Miller and Rick Graham and Andy James and all those guys, we would like post videos, and I would say this, I was a little crispier on it back then. I did a cut with the nice camera and the setup, but here's the thing. When I did that and I posted, I was like, man, everybody's going to think that it's just been edited, and I punched it in, and I punched in sections, and I didn't play it in one take. So you know what? I'm just going to post you the video that I posted on Instagram. Okay, this was me warming up the other morning on the Glass Prison, and I just started laughing at the end of it. I was warming up to do a pro cut, and I just thought, man, that's way more fun. So here's the Instagram clip of the Glass Prison arpeggios. Okay, number 4 is the dark horse out of the crew. There was one moment specifically that stands out in his musical career that I absolutely adore, and that is An Evening with John Petrucci and Jordan Rudess. Jordan plays clean piano all night, and John's got his fancy pants Ernie Ball Music Man guitar with a piezo. I don't know, I'm not saying that right. Piezo? 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 I don't know. It's got the acoustic simulation pickup thing in it, right? And John plays all this really cool Al Di Meola inspired stuff. There's really pretty finger picking stuff in it. It's a really brilliant album, and when I got it, I just thought the lead tones were amazing. I thought the playing was so cool. And Jordan's articulation, hearing it on acoustic piano or clean piano, right? Acoustic clean piano. Hearing that instead of the synth patches, man, I was just blown away. So coming in at number 4 on my list, I have to put it on here. It's Hang 11 from the Evening With album. And obviously I don't have any guitar with the piezo thing in it, so I just use my Larrivee. Some Hang 11 for you. All right, last but not least is my personal favorite Dream Theater song. It's not going to be what you think. I promise you that. In the Name of God, off of Train of Thought. It was the big transition record to where they were doing some really metal stuff, like straight up metal. And that record was, it had a great guitar tone. It wasn't John's super slick kind of sound. I think he was using some rectos, maybe a Road King or something like that. But it was mixed and it was played. It just sounds like your face is like right next to the cabinet. It's real dry and crunchy. And the last track was In the Name of God. I remember sitting in the parking lot of the old Smoky Hoedown in lovely Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and the keyboard player, Mark Meyer, said, "Andy, bro, you've got to hear this." And I was like, "Oh, what is it?" Puts it on. It's the outro that's in that Phrygian dominant kind of thing, the legato line that they duel. And I was just sitting there again, just like, what in the world? have I just heard? This is insanity. Outside of the insane shredding that happens in the outro, I think that song is crafted so well. I thought the hooks were huge. I love the lyrical content. It was all about like, cult leaders killing in the name of God and all this kind of thing. It had all this like evil messiah connotation stuff going on. I really, really like the lyrical content. I love the riffs in it. Man, I love the unisons. The drums are awesome. So yeah, it really is my favorite Dream Theater song. In the Name of God. Anytime I can see Dream Theater, if that's on the set list, I'm going to lose my mind. That is the jam. That's my jam. So In the Name of God, coming in at number 5. And on this one, I used my doubler patch that I made a few episodes back on Kill Switch Engage, because double tracking it really makes it a thing, and I didn't want to just recreate these riffs and have drums and bass and all this stuff. I just want to play the guitar part. So this is my Axvex patch that I used with the doubler. Okay, so let's close it out with some honorable mentions here. All the things that you guys are going to be in the comments mad that I didn't say. Okay, the honorable mentions, Yetzi Jam. I remember hearing that for the first time. You're like, this is awesome. This riff is super cool. Erotomania. Metropolis, right? Like, of course you got to say that one. I think that's Uncle Ben Eller's favorite, right? Octavarium. Octavarium as a whole was brilliant, and one of the standout moments on Octavarium to me was These Walls. It's playing like more of a baritone kind of sound, and man, it just sounds like a big rock song. It actually kind of reminds me of Chevelle a little bit. Like, I really love These Walls off that record. And of course, Octavarium is just grandiose and incredible, mind-blowing, so check that one out. Another one off a Train of Thought that deserves an honorable mention is This Dying Soul. The last couple of minutes of that thing where they're trading off some solos and then they go into just alternate picked Hellfire unison. Woo! Check that out. This Dying Soul. And the coup de grace of honorable mentions is Under a Glass Moon, right? Everybody and their brother and their brother's sister's cousin has covered this thing. Just get on YouTube, type it in. Everybody's got a cover of it. I didn't think I needed to do that because that would just be like me bringing sand to the beach. We don't need another cover of Under a Glass Moon. If you need to learn it, check out Uncle Ben's lesson on it. I think he does a pretty fine job. Okay, so John Petrucci's guitars, man, the Ernie Balls, he's had a 20-plus year career with those guys. I would say one of the most successful signature models in all of guitar. Like, that guitar line just crushes. And what's really cool is it's not just a metal player's guitar. There's guys in all different genres of music playing the John Petrucci guitars, the Majesties, all the different ones, the ones with the shield and the flip-flop paint. That was the first one I remember seeing. It was awesome. Obviously, Mesa Boogie is another core component of John's existence. He has played Mesa forever. And recently, over the past few years, he's been ditching a bunch of the old school rack gear and rocking the fractal stuff for his effects, which I think, is awesome. It's got all the horsepower. If you're interested in fractal stuff, of course, you can find all the links on my website. You can find all the hookups on the Fractal page, too. Just Google Fractal, yeah. So if you're looking for any of this stuff, it's just a click away. Google Ernie Ball, Google Fractal, Google Mesa Boogie if you want to sound like John. I got some good news and some bad news. The stuff sounds great, the gear's amazing, but if you ain't got John Petrucci's hands, better get to practicing. All right, again, so John Petrucci Guitar Universe 3.0. Man, get signed up for it. I'm so stoked to do this event because John really was a turning point in my life. There was a lovely forum called Petrucci Forum, ran by Paul Warren, and it's where I met some of my best friends in the music industry, right? So all of my bros, Andy James, Tom Quayle, Mark Miller, Rick Graham, everybody that we all just ran around with in that day. It just globally brought us all together, man. Shout out to everyone I'm not even thinking of. Pliny, Travis. I mean, all the kinds of players were on that forum, and us just trading things around all the time. Man, that's where the world got small for me. Changed my life. If I'm not mistaken, that's where the artist rep Ed at the time, for sure, found me. I'm pretty sure he found me either on MySpace or Petrucci forum, or like maybe the same kind of time. It was both, right? And it changed my life. So John Petrucci, man, I'm so stoked to be a part of this event. Please sign up. We'll see you out there, and I hope you enjoyed the top 5 list. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for hanging out. For bookings and show dates and all that kind of good stuff, visit andywoodmusic.com. You can buy my fractal patches. You can buy backing tracks. You can get lessons and tabs and all that kind of good stuff to purchase at andywoodmusic.com. If you're looking to take part and expand your guitar playing, visit me on patreon.com/andywoodmusic. Over there, we've got our own private Discord server. I do a weekly live masterclass for my patrons, and it is awesome. We have a great community over there. We'd love to have you. Check it out, patreon.com/andywoodmusic, and we'll see you next time.